So here I'm going to be demonstrating the one arm dumbbell row and a couple of variations. The one arm row is a great upper back exercise, but a lot of people either do it too fast or they do it with poor form and don't get everything out of it. So a couple things to note. A lot of people do it with their knee up on a bench, which is totally fine. That's one of the variations I'm going to show you. But you want to make sure that your core is really tight and then you're not sagging through your middle or rounding your back. I see a lot of people rounding their back, elbows too far away from their body, and their shoulders in a really bad position. So we want everything to be nice and tight with a neutral spine. You want to let your shoulder blade protract all the way and then retract. So you want that scapula, the shoulder blade, gliding over the rib cage. You want to squeeze at the top. Similar to what I talked about with the inverted row, you want to make sure that the elbow and the shoulder are in alignment in a nice straight line. You don't want the elbow to go too far behind the shoulder, because the shoulder will glide forward, and that's a poor position. So you can elevate, put one knee on the bench, one hand on the bench, take the weight. I'm going to initiate the movement by pulling with my elbow and gliding my shoulder blade over my rib cage, squeeze my back together, and come apart, squeeze together, come apart. Everything should be in a nice straight line. Again, you want to keep the elbow close by your side. If your elbow gets out too far, not only does it make it more difficult, but it's a bad position for the shoulder. So you're squeezing your shoulder blade back and down and letting your shoulder blade come all the way apart at the bottom and all the way together at the top. And that's the one arm row with your knee on the bench. You can also challenge the core a little bit more by taking your knee off the bench and just supporting yourself from here. You're going to hinge back into your hips a little bit, keep everything nice and braced, and row. And if you want to make it even more of a challenge, you can not support yourself at all and just hinge back into your hip and do the row with no support. So we've got the dumbbell row with your knee on the bench, the dumbbell row with your knee off the bench, and the dumbbell row with no external support. And those are a couple of my favorite variations of the dumbbell row.